right, family. All right, all right, and all right. And a welcome back to the podcast. How y'all doing out there this evening? We hope for, we wish for, we believe, we think on, we meditate on, we pray that y'all are having a powerful and that you have had, excuse me, because this is the year in review. This is the State of the Union of a Different View podcast, and this is the year in review, right? We made it to the end, family, right? Thank y'all for your support, by the way. Family, when we say that this thing does not get done without the viewer, we really mean that. Okay. I know, other places you're going to go, you're going to hear a whole lot of weirdness, right? There's other places where people can go to listen. We must say that. Okay. Y'all didn't have to and don't have to come here. You didn't have to put your boy on, but thank you. Right. We're being for real. We talk about a lot of different subjects: food, exercise, right? Sex, gender. Again, the word sex is double. It's got double meaning to it. Finance. We mentioned some things, nothing in depth, but the remembrance, right? Do these things in remembrance, family. Again, we have mentioned your boy's belief system here. Again, at the end of the day, family, it's about doing this in remembrance, right? To remember, for those who have forgotten, as a verb from Oxford's dictionary, have in or be able to bring to one's mind an awareness of. So now you plug that in, family. Before we get going there, welcome in us, a different view family who believe in, who love and love after, hunger and thirst, and seek and search for that which is a different view family. Welcome in. Again, like we said in the beginning and then open here, today's topic is on the year in review. Okay. What has gone on in this year? Specifically, we take the time to remember those who have passed on, right? As we do in our lives, people that we lost. We had just done some content talking about the year of the Christian, in the unfortunate sense, yet needing to be spoken of, because again, judgment starts in God's house. So we're not worried about anybody else's, right? And at the end of the day, we pray for wholeness for those that we've lost, right? Peace. That you find your way through your grief, not the exclusion of your grief, but the inclusion of it to making you a better person, family. We pray that for everyone this year who has lost anyone near, dear, far, in between, whatever, that's been close to you, we pray wholeness for y'all. With that said, there's some folks on this list, family. Some of y'all are not going to like what I got to say. We do not revel in death. Okay? There's a lack of balance there on people who do. But at the same time, we must look at every view, right? A different view. When it comes to things like the Nottoway plantation burning down this year, family, there must be a less of a, how do I say this? A sympathy for Massa. That's probably the most direct way of saying it. Somewhere along the line in the impropriety of how we treat each other, we create to incubate more of the same sickness, a sympathy for it. But you don't know what that person went through, KJ. No, brother, I understand what you're saying, but you just don't see how they have gone through it. This is similar to what happened earlier this year in Ohio. Ohio's had a lot of happenings this year, family. All right. And a lot of it in the bad sense. We don't need to be knowing about no neo-Nazi people marching up and down the streets of Ohio. Don't care what town it is. Right? People that are close and near and dear to the heart of the Nazi, folks like from the KKK, burning crosses under some white hot fire religious type of stuff. You piggybacking off that, which is the most holy faith. We don't know what y'all talking about. These are some things that we've talked about this year, right? That we shared with the family as I found them out. Again, to have in or be able to bring to one's mind an awareness of. That's it. We know there's more in the definition here when you look on it online. We just stop in there because that's what it is, family. We have lost the awareness of. So again, when you're black brothers and sisters, because you're going to have a whole lot of this come up next year. Unfortunately, El Presidente thinks it makes sense to take down Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s honor when it comes to having park paid free fees. And you want to eliminate that from the list. Again, another dear brother who put us on that we could walk in peace down here, right? Even if that is separate from each other, peace down here. So again, state of the podcast. Where are we at, family? Huh? What's been happening this year? Do we know? While we speak on Warp, because this is for Spotify, and we're at the end of the year, so we'll end off with a bang, right? Shout out to Spotify for podcasters for putting on a platform where your boy can sit here and talk about things that are life and godliness, happenings that are going on in the community, family, right? Thank you very much, Spotify. Yet at the same time, some of the information that I'm going to read to you, is coming from Warped, right? For creators, right? It's the Wrapped for creators. And just like we talk about things that have gone on TikTok, the same kind of impropriety. Again, we're talking master system, so let's keep it a bean, all right? Shout out Miss Jewel Ham one time. Right, we'll combine two of them together. A Howard University alumni and former Spotify intern, widely recognized. Hey, Black History Month ain't even happened and you got some history right here, family. Widely recognized for developing the interactive story-based format of Spotify Wrapped in 2019. Especially a former intern. Family, how many different ways can we say this? We just finished talking about Reverend Isaac Simmons and the horrific way that the so-called white man took from him. Don't you know that is the pattern? Again, we talk about life has a rhythm. Massa has one. And what we say on this podcast is that Massa's rhythm is captivity. Again, this is as the knowledge was given to me, and I'm thankful for it. Captivity, corruption, and disproportion. That's all you will find ever. Ever, without question. They can have the smile on your face, but the OJs told you they're ready to take your place. They backstabbers. For those who are going to continue to keep turtle shelling in this family, we know it's not all of you. Okay. And for those who know and believe in their heart that y'all got nothing to do with that mess, stand up and be counted for. That's where we're at now in life. Because this sickness is stacked mile high up to the heavens and to the depths of hell. A stealing from people groups down here that put them on. So shout out to you, sis, for making a platform here by which us on Spotify can look at what we have done and what we have listened to throughout this year and in years to come, right? Even if they don't pay you a damn cent for what you've done. "2025 was the year for this podcast. Let's see if we've grown just a little bit, right? The audience increased 107%. That's from last year. Again, we know, massive playing around with the numbers, so some of these things can be inflated for those who are going to be the boobers. We already know that, okay? But we see there's growth. Of course, they talk about total new audience, so new people coming onto the podcast. Welcome in, family. One time, right? 900% up from last year. I'm pretty sure in the background you can hear old Snoopy, so we'll let it play. While we talk about the elders, this is a good, again, we're talking remembrance, right? Looking in the mirror. We talk about the word, we talked last time about the word reflection, right? Again, looking in the mirror. Look, see what that image is. When we talk about the elders family, there is much true. Again, we joke on this podcast talking about the pee-pee and the poo-poo in the pool family. We know, okay, get it, right? And we can see it, okay? But at the same time, don't you know there's some wholeness, things of life and godliness that they gave us that we fight for and defend to this day. Matter of fact, your boy was put on so by both his mother and his father that in honor of them, I do this podcast. For my friends of family, right? For friends and family out here in the struggle, I do this podcast. This is for the people. Every worker on every job, I don't care how low the salary or how high, that is not being paid correctly by massa, I do this podcast. And will continue to until they take me down. Why? Because my faith asks me to do so. Because on the inside, family, I know it's right to do so. Nobody's sitting here supporting the person that does not give credit when it's due, that makes you jump through hoops for their sick, guilty pleasure. 41% increase in followers from last year. The episode everybody liked listening to this year was on a Thursday called Thursday Thinking Culture and Conflict, family. And in that podcast, we had they say it's 200% more than the average episode. Of course, we know plays and views and all that kind of stuff gets played around with. Snoop Dogg already let you in on the secret that the math ain't mathing, but it's still at the same time. This is the one that people listened to, that they wanted to go back and listen to. Again, faith. Let's put this on the table as we go into 2026. Yeah. Faith cometh, belief happens when you hear. Pause. The ability to believe kicks in on whatever you hear, family, and what you keep on hearing. Now, of course, in this scripture, and we know our Christian brothers and sisters going to get on me about it. Don't worry, we going to finish the verse because we know. But there is a truth that is there, is that belief cometh. Your black brothers and sisters, we talking to the other people groups, not just the pale, quote unquote, pale skin or the pale skin, right? We talking the brown and the tans. The reason why we keep fighting each other. Somebody told you we were supposed to continue to keep fighting and you believed it. Because you didn't look at no other information. Look at the other info now. Look and see what is being said now. Faith cometh through hearing. And again, we said we're going to complete it. And by hearing God's words. Again, when we talk about what we hear in God's words, family, this consistently keeps coming to my mind because this is the truth. When you hear from God's words, know this is the stuff you will hear. Good tidings unto the meek. Again, when you are meek, you are able to put yourself in another person's place. That's what meek deals with. This, we're talking the definition of the word. So again, for all y'all talking that submission about what your wife need to be doing, brothers, it's time we start submitting to them too. Whoops. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, the people that you see in your neighborhood, in your schools, in your libraries, in your supermarket. They are broken, family. We hear it breaking in their hearts. They've gone through trauma. People have discredited them, been disloyal to them. We have what's in us to bind up their hearts, their broken hearts. Proclaim liberty to the captive. We ain't talking no more about how you need to stay stuck in master system. That's not liberty. That's captivity, which is what your open enemy deals in, correct? Disproportion, captivity, corruption. The other side deals in justice, freedom, and equality. Opening the prison, opening the door. Not like what we heard this year, where private prisons are suing states for not having the proper occupancy. No, we ain't off that. So much so that we'll let all the brothers and sisters know in the hood, the barrio, wherever, Yakuza, Bratva, I don't care. It's designed to put you in their hole in the ground to make them money. You want to be part of that to be cool? Do you want to be part of that to make money? There's not enough money you can make. You are feeding them. For every iced out chain, for every tattoo on the face, and anywhere else on your body, you're feeding them. I digress. To proclaim the acceptable year. The acceptable year of the Lord, the day of vengeance. Don't you know at some point, family, enough's enough? You moved around our native brothers and sisters. You're going to come back and do it again to more native people to these lands. Let's stop playing like the Mexican ain't native to the Americas. Let's continue. So again, culture and conflict. That was the episode. That was the episode this year. Right? Let's keep on going. How many countries you think we reached? 5. You want to name them? Let's name them. France is number 5. Number 4 is Spain. 3 is Italy. 2 is the UK. Number 1 is the United States. We have a couple of extra groups that have hopped on the podcast. We're gonna name them off here in a second. So again, shout out to Europe for getting an introduction to a different view podcast. Again, family, especially for those who believe a certain thing, we just present this on the table. If you're truly repentant about the stuff that your ancestors and your elders have done to the dark brown and tan skin tone people groups on this planet, it's time to stand up and be counted. Real simple. And if not, we get it. Right? So those are some things that we just wanted to put on the table. Of course, you know, some folks who listen really do listen. Right? Some people really do listen, family. We thank you for your dedication. We thank you for listening to the podcast, family. Right? Like, share it, send it out. This is how it works. This is just how it works. You know, this year, some books that have really changed my thinking on the game, family. One of them was The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson, man, without question. Another one was by Marcus Garvey this year, and the name of it escapes me, and you think I would know it, but I do not. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I do believe I can. Boy. Let's see. And he has wrote a bunch. Man, there is one that I cannot remember what it was. Man, that's unfortunate. That's the ball dropped on me. But Mr. Garvey, as they say, Marcus Josiah Garvey, sir, coming from Jamaica. Thank you very much for sharing truth with all of us. Right? Let me see if I've got it over here, because I know I've got a message to the people. There you go. Message to the people. This book also changed my life, family. Don't you know, at some point, we have to recognize how we're acting and come together under unity. We can keep playing around like which way we do it. But it's time to come together. We know for a bunch of our brothers and sisters that some of this is going to be, you know, this is starter material for some people. We understand. We don't put any limits on anything. Don't you know that, right? In the Christian camp, they'll tell you you don't put no limits on God. Unfortunately, we do, but that's besides the point. Learning knowledge is learning knowledge. And I have learned a great deal this year and will continue, family. As I would encourage us all to, because there's been much that was hidden. How we act, how we look. People look at this kind of stuff. The creator of the Universal Negro Improvement Association, aka UNIA. The father of Black history, that's what they call Carter Godwin Woodson. Of course, just recently I'm here listening to W.E.B. Du Bois on the souls of Black folks. Right? These are certain things that just have shaped my eating. Listening to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Eating to live, family. You can do that dance with your Muslim brother and sister all you want to. That there is truth there. There's a way we have to eat, family. You got to recognize from the science of a thing, again, you deal with the scientific deceiver. That is real. Don't you think not for 1 second folks can't use science for some foolishness? Of course they can. Again, we have gone over drapetomania. Now, this is to this part, I heard a brother one time, tell me, well, KJ, they're using psychology, as a way to kind of screw with people. Family, we're saying the answer, but we're not saying the answer. Psychology is just the study of the psyche. But what mass are using to use it to hurt you, that is two different things, and of which we should call out. We're not out here to be doing mind manipulation, family. That'd be wrong, correct? Who are some of the nations now that have joined your boy on the podcast? Who could they possibly be, man? We'll give this computer here a second to boot up. There we go. Man. And when you look in the audience, here are some of the things that you find. Graphic locations. Now, we know about the US. We knew we were already over in Russia and Germany and Poland. Listen, when it comes to Russia, again, watch what they're doing to their own people. Don't you think, damn it, they won't do it to you worse if they will do it to their own. Have you ever listened to a quote unquote so-called white person talk about Russian people? Just listen. Their bias is showing, but they're supposed to be the same people, right? Do I want to do this one right now? Do I? Maybe I will. A black man most famously credited for shaping Russian culture is Alexander Pushkin. Who knew about that? Did anybody know about that? I found about that. Just another one of these things this year. Yikes. Oh man, hey, when they tell you we all over, family, we all over. Anyway. So Russia, Germany, Poland, the UK, Oman, we knew about that, right? New to the group, Zambia. And the Ukraine. Family, your boy is honored. I don't know how else to say it. This is what it is, family. All over the world. Don't you know that's all over the world? This is how God has touched this thing all over the world, and we pray for peace throughout the whole thing. Not like Iron Man, right? Trying to build a suit of armor going around the world. Now we're talking about people doing the right thing or choosing to do the wrong thing. Again, do not sit in the seat of the scornful. We're judged for what we won't do. With that said, let's get into this list, right? And again, family, thank you for your support, right? This thing don't work without y'all. It don't work without y'all. I'm going to say it till I can't say it no more. It don't work without y'all. People Magazine is what we do, or people.com, right? Because again, they kind of took the book, and the book is still out there, but it's more online digital than anything. So let's go over some of the people. They got 294 folks. We're going to try to consolidate this thing because we're 20. What are we? We 29 minutes in. The last couple episodes have been long. Although it has been a minute since I've talked to y'all. So we're going to, again, we're going to keep it short. Okay. So as we go along, some of these people we're going to miss. But again, this is why we said 2019. What am I talking about? 2019. I'm trying to go back in my mind anyway. Paying tribute to the celebrities who died 2025. Again, the way I looked it up is basically 2025 People Magazine, people who died, People Magazine 2025, so on and so forth, right? That's how you can search it. Excuse me. So, Nah, we won't start there. We will start there. So because I know a lot of people listen, so I don't want to make this biased, but this is just certain things here. So Tatiana Schlossberg, if I'm saying that right. My apologies to the family if I am saying that wrong. The middle child of Carolyn Kennedy and Edwin Schlossberg. She died December 30th. That was just yesterday. 35. And it looks like let's see, announced she had been diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. She revealed that to doctors. She revealed that doctors found the disease while she was in the hospital giving birth to her and George's second baby in 2024. Right. So again, to all these people that we mentioned, right? I know, family. I know, because we're gonna get to certain people, right? But again, we're talking levels of closure. Okay. And again, for a lot of this family, that families find some level of closure, that they find some level of peace, right? Because we understand there's different scenarios here. Okay. So, and this is not to degrade death one way or the other. We're just saying what it is. Richard Smallwood. Okay. Grammy nominated gospel singer, songwriter, who covered the likes of Whitney Houston and Destiny's Child. He died December 30th. He was 77. Let's just keep on going. Again, there's a lot of folks on the list. You got a lot of influencers and folks like that this year. One is Mickey Lee. She's number 6 on this list. She's a Big Brother contestant. Now, the reason I bring it up is because of what some of these deaths are, what you're going to keep seeing. You're going to see a lot of heart deaths, cardiac issues, and cancer, like a lot throughout these 294 folks. And while you can just brush it off, be like, hey, that's normally what take people out, family. In 2026, it's time to take the health thing up a notch. That's for me, like anybody else. Right? So again, Mickey Lee died on Christmas, age 35, after suffering a series of cardiac arrests. Okay. For those who've watched the TV show The Middle, Pat Finn passed at age 60 on December 22nd after battles with cancer. Let's see. Chris Rea. I might be saying that wrong. Chris Ray, Driving Home for Christmas, and The Road to Hell singer. He died at 74. We do have some stuff here again from the brown seed, as they say, over in Brazil. Aida Maria Vargas, the first Brazilian contestant to win Miss Universe, died at age 80. Right. That was on December 22nd. Again, it's an awesome thing. Although when you look in these lands, some beautiful women that live there, the discrediting to how good looking they are and an image that was put above them, no different than this doll test, right, that we talk about. You got to switch out the images of beauty, family. So again, shout out to your sis and may you rest in peace. Imani Diaz-Smith, right? Broadway actress who starred in some people may have heard about this one, who starred in The Lion King. She died after she was attacked by her boyfriend. Right? She died at Robert Wood Johnson Hospital, where she was transported with stab wounds. Family, again, when we talk about domestic violence or intimate partner violence, however they want to switch up the terms, know that thing happens when you look at the statistics of the people that you know. This ain't some randos. So for folks who get mad, right, this is talking about sexual abuse or, in this case, domestic violence, sexual abuse. Like everybody thinking a transgender person is going to go up in these bathrooms raping folks, family. You ought to be careful. Okay? They're trying to go to the bathroom like everybody else. And they're trying to go to the bathroom like everybody else. If somebody going to assault your grandmother, niece, aunt, mother, daughter, they're going to family, this is why we teach this is why we teach discipline. This is why we teach self-defense. This is why we talk about it. And it's got to be okay. The lady's got to be able to put down anybody, male or female, excuse me, that's trying to hurt them. You understand? One of the powerful, impactful movies this year was Ballerina. Y'all can keep discrediting women and not be able to fight with the men. Let the thing go down and you find out. Again, a couple of years ago, they had the Woman King come out. Then women was taking on their men now. We get you. We get it, brothers. We got the muscles. Do not discredit anyone. And when you study any martial art, that's the first thing they tell you. Anyway, be careful of the people that we're around, right? That's not to make it distrust. It's just what it is. Another one of these things you find in this list is a lot of suicides. Family, tell people that you love them before tell them you love them before they're gone, right? One of the ones here on this list from the TV show The Wire, actor James Ransoni, died on December 19th from an apparent suicide, right? Greg Biffle, this is for you NASCAR folks. He died at age 55 with his wife and everybody, with his wife and their 2 kids after a December 18th plane crash. Right. So again, our condolences. Right. Let's keep on going down this list here. Keep on going. There's a lot. We got some folks, some soccer folks who died in a car accident. Matter of fact, we just seen some stuff happen with Anthony Joshua. All right. So we had talked in an episode about how he gave Jake Paul handed him his ass. And then just a little bit, I want to say today, something like that, got into a car wreck, whoever he was. So, we hope everybody's okay. We know there's a couple of people who died, but we hope for those who are still alive that, recovery and so on and so forth. Ethan McLeod died in a car accident here at the age 21. The BBC reported that. Rob Reiner. Director of The Princess Bride and his wife. That everybody wants to turn this thing into, again, death is death is death, family. With that said, we'll also mention Charlie Kirk. Okay? Nobody, when we talk of it, Lord knows if you was a brown, dark, or tan skin tone person living in the inner cities of the United States, you are well aware of gun violence. No matter what the topic. Most of the time it's just because you're you and they don't like you. So you got to go. Family, we wish that man was here so that we could prove him wrong about every single thing he's ever said about dark, brown, and tan skin tone people, for whatever he's ever said about the black woman, for what he's ever said about transgender folks. We don't want you gone, sir. We want you right here. Never mind. Right? And again, on this day of killing and death, murder, at the end of the day, family, maybe we need to talk about gun control a little bit more. Just maybe. And less divisions between who like Rob Reiner, who like Charlie Kirk, who likes Donald Trump, who likes Barack Obama, who like it maybe, just maybe, less of the battle world out here that massa put for us to be doing to each other. Let's continue on. Anthony Geary is on the list at number 18. Longtime General Hospital star. Okay. Who portrayed Luke Spencer, for those who keep up with that daytime TV, right? Come on now. We know about the elders in the group that know about that daytime TV. He died at the age of 78 on December 14th following some complications from operations. Understand that in the law of averages, some of these things are going to occur, but at the same time, know there's some foolishness going on when you go up in that hospital, okay? The next one, Peter Green, I know this character because he was a gangster in the movie The Mask. So I remember him. He was also in Pulp Fiction, but Peter Green, he was found dead in his East Side apartment, his Lower East Side apartment in New York City on the 12th. So, I haven't really looked into if there's any other foul play or anything like that, but Peter Green, that's number 19. Jim Ward is a voiceover. He's done some work on the Fairly Odd Parents. He died at age 66. All right, let's continue on. Excuse me, British author Sophia Kinsella, who wrote the novel Confessions of a Shopaholic. She died at age 55 following her 2022 diagnosis with an aggressive form of brain cancer. Let's keep on going on. Let's see, Steve Regal. Since I'm a wrestling fan, and we're not going to get into it. We're going through a list here, so we ain't going to go through it, right? Ain't going to get into the wrestling thing. But some people know. Listen, somebody got on me about Swerve Strickland's music. Listen, he don't need to change up nothing. The man's doing his thing. Too many times this is going on, and too many times it's happening with brown, dark, and tan skin tone people. We don't need to be changing nothing. Normally, when these changes occur, all of them do not hit. We already had people swerving already anyway. We don't need Prince Nana dancing to an old song with a new one, huh? Anyway, Steve Regal, known as Mr. Electricity in the wrestling world, died July 30th, age 73. Okay. Let's keep on going on here. Let's just keep on going on here. Some people will know from Mortal Kombat, Shao Tsung. So Kari Hiroyuki Takawa, right? And my apologies if I butchered the name for the family that may hear this or whatever, right? He was Shao Tsung. It has begun, right? That actor passed away, died of complications from a stroke. He was 75. Florida rapper Poor Stacy, following an incident in Boca Raton, Florida, he passed at 26, I believe, and I could be wrong. I don't want to. Carlito Milford Jr. So we're, they don't actually say he here. I know as the generations have gotten younger, or as the younger generation has come in, there's a thing with pronouns. So I want to be respectful. That's the only reason why I say that. I don't see it there. So, but again, from what I can see, he, right? Let's continue on. Jimmy Cliff. For our reggae family out there, the Caribbean one time, right? Jimmy Cliff passed at 81 following a seizure dealing with pneumonia. Okay. Let's see. Let's continue on here. Let's continue on the list. Let's see who we find. We'll keep going. Marshawn Nealon, right? Being a Dallas Cowboy fan. Shout out to the family, right? We believe that this happened. I think this was an apparent suicide. I could be wrong if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if they confirmed it or not. Yeah, I definitely could be wrong on that, but I believe that's what it was. They have no On this article, they show no cause of death. I thought I had saw something somewhere where it was an apparent suicide, but irregardless, died too young. Right. So again, our condolences. Diane Ladd, for those who know her, she's the mom of Laura Dern. So for those who like Jurassic Park, right, especially the original ones, not the 98 spinoffs they've had after that, right? We all know who Laura Dern is. So her mom just passed here, 89 years old, right? November 3rd. Let's continue on down the list. For those who liked Dynasty back in the day, Betty Harford, excuse me, who played the cook for the Carrington family, right? I think her name was Hilda. That's what they say here, from 81 to 87. She was 98. So, shout out for the folks living long on the earth, right? She died November 2nd. Grateful Dead singer Donna Jean Godot McKay. She was 78 after passing from cancer. Yovis Medina, former baseball player, played for the Mariners. He died at 37, suffering a heart attack while driving his car in Venezuela. That was on October 30th, right? The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, I'm thinking that this is not the new, this is the old one. No, it's a child actor, so yeah. He died of a heart attack. This is Floyd Roger Myers Jr. So for those, I do not remember this character. Somebody talk to me in the comments as far as who he is. He died of a heart attack in his home. October 29th, he was 42. Let's continue on here. Continue on. June Lockhart. This is just because of the TV shows here. Lassie and Lost in Space. Basically, what it seems like is she died of natural causes. That's a good way to go. I had heard it said on a podcast here that you want to die where you're supposed to die at. Right? Just putting that out there. Right? Instead of out here in the streets and foolishness and bang bang shoot them up. Let's try to shoot for this kind of stuff. Right? We know there's going to be all kinds of challenges and all that kind of thing, but let's shoot for this kind of stuff. Let's continue on. Paulina, number 44, Paulina Tamayo from Ecuador, right? She died at 60 this year, October 21st. Let's continue on. So let's see. Tequila. I think we all know that song, Tequila. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this is the right song I'm referencing. The band The Champs, Dave Burgess, who is the front man for that group. He died at 90 on October 19th. Doug Martin, for another former NFL player. Some sports folks we lost this year as well. This is 47 here, age 36. He passed, right? Let's keep on moving on here. Ace Frehley, if I'm saying that correctly, the founding guitarist of Kiss. He died October 16th in New Jersey. After a recent fall in his home, he was 47. Family, look out for our elderly. Plain and simple. While we talk about the elders, at the same time, we have a responsibility. And if you love them, let's start looking out for them, right? Call in, check on them, the whole nine. It's a thing. D'Angelo, this is number 51. And this was a heartbreaker when this happened, but it is what it is. R&B soul legend D'Angelo. After being diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, he passed at 51, October 14th. So again, as it is said here, right, from DJ Premier, sleep peacefully. Sleep peacefully, sir. Right. Diane Keaton at number 52. She died at age 79, right? For those who know Diane Keaton, okay. Let's continue on. Let's see what we find. We'll throw this in here just because we just finished talking about Charlie Kirk. So we're going to keep it governmental wise here. Joan Kennedy at number 54, the first wife, of late Senator Ted Kennedy. Okay. So she passed. Again, KJ, why would you do this? We're going to talk about everybody, family. We ain't playing no games. Okay. We ain't doing that. There's still things that need to be spoken on. That's just not right. So we're going to say it. But at the same time, we're going to honor their death. It is what it is. We're going to mention it. Okay. Let's continue on here. West End actor Ben Lewis, who starred in The Phantom of the Opera, he died at 46. So again, some of these things, some of this stuff taking people at an early age. That was October 6th when that happened. Ike Turner Jr. We talk about Ike and Tina Turner a lot on this podcast, don't we? So their son died at age 67 this year, October 4th. After dealing with kidney failure, following a stroke, and other health struggles. Right? So again, rest in peace. Let's continue on here. I do not know the different shows she has been in, but there's a 90s sitcom star named Patricia Routledge. Now, because she is from England, Dame Patricia, you got to put some respect on the name. She died at 96, October 3rd. Okay. Kimberly Hebert Gregory, who starred in HBO's Vice Principals, Kevin Probably Saves the World. She died at 52 on October 3rd. Ed Williams, okay, died on October 2nd. He was 98. Naked Gun. Anybody know about not the one with Liam Neeson? We're talking the original one there, right? And Father of the Bride actor Ed Williams, he passed. Right, he was 98. Jane Goodall, Dr. Jane Goodall, and again, we know family, right? Because some people are going to say some stuff about Dr. Jane Goodall. We get it, but we're still going to mention her name just the same. Okay, she passed at 91. Again, some of these people will bring up certain things because some of these folks have had their hands in the cookie jar as it comes to giving proper credit to where it's due. Again, this is from what I had saw. I could be wrong, but we're just putting it out there for folks, for those who have seen it, just to talk and have a level of camaraderie with the people who have seen this. Again, Dr. Jane Goodall. Okay. So You Think You Can Dance champion season 4, Joshua Allen. I like the show So You Think You Can Dance, so we're mentioning it. September 30th, he was hit by a train. So, again, that's rough, family. A lot of this is horrible ways of going, right? Rudy Johnson, a former Cincinnati Bengals running back. I got people in the family who are Cincinnati Bengals fans. So, again, he died at 45 on September 23rd. Cricket's group member, Sonny Curtis, songwriter. He passed September 19th at age 88. Bollywood, we're gonna shout out the nation of India one time. Zubeen Garg, if I'm saying that wrong, my apologies, for his Bollywood hit Ya Ali. He died after a medical emergency while scuba diving in Singapore. While we're talking about dealing with the water, another one on this list is Malcolm Jamal Warner, family. It was unfortunate to see a lot of different comments online with people playing games with folks with swimming, family. When you tap into Mother Nature, I don't care if you're Michael Phelps, Greg Louganis, whichever famous water person you want to talk about. When that riptide take you, is taking you. we should be more merciful in how we speak. We lost a stalwart in the black community as a result of an accident, plain and simple. And again, may he rest in peace. Let's continue on here. Of course, Robert Redford is on the list. 89. Right? September 16th, he passed. A lot of folks like Greg's Anatomy. Brad Everett Young from Greg's Anatomy, he passed. Dealing with some injuries from a car wreck. It seems like a lot of stuff here with the cars, man. Again, family, be careful on the road. These people are, whew. Ricky Hatton is a boxing legend, right? He died over in England on September 14th. He was 46. From Dynasty, Global Golden Globe Award winner, actress Patricia Pat Crowley. She passed at 91. Let's see. For those who watch the Hallmark Channel a lot, Hallmark Channel star Paula Shaw. She died peacefully on September 10th. She was 84. We're going back to some people here. We watched Dancing with the Stars this year, and we seen the Elaine, I believe her name, Elaine Hendricks, if I'm not mistaken, right? From The Parent Trap. Another actress in that movie, Polly Holiday, passed this year, September 9th, dying of suspected pneumonia. She was 88. Okay. Supertramp, the group, right? The band Supertramp, the founding member, Rick Davies, died September 6th. He was 81. The Turtles, we know about never mind. We ain't gonna sing it. Founding member Mark Volman died 78 September 5th after dealing with an unexpected illness. Giorgio Armani, yes, I said it. Okay, these people, the Armani, the legendary Italian designer, he died at 91. Again, these are just some things. I say some of this stuff here because I do not want people flipping out. We already know, we are aware. That was number 75. Another one here on this list is Rolling Ray. Rolling Ray was a social media influencer, Raymond Harper, right? She died at 28. This also goes out to Squid Kid 1111. Sis, may you ever rest in peace. May you rest peacefully, right? Away, again, like we have said, away from the terrors of this reality where you get made fun of for being expressive different than what your own people think you should be, right? Again, to talk about the norm, since Samantha Fulnecki has a problem and thinks there are no pressures of societal norms on gender, you just looked at one with Squid Kid 1111. The societal pressure for her as a female or male to be doing anything that deals with anything cosplaying. Anyway, number 76 on this thing, Graham Greene. This is to our native brothers and sisters. One time, man. Dancing with the Wolves actor Graham Greene. He died in a Toronto hospital September 1st. After a lengthy illness, he was 73. Right? Let's keep on going down the line here, see what we find. Let's see what we find. Get Smart actor. For those who like Get Smart back in the day, David Ketchum. He died at 97. Terrence Stamp. I know about Terrence Stamp very well. This dude is a creepy looking dude. He's a cool dude, but he's a creepy looking dude in most of his movies. Had roles in Superman, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. He died at 87, August 17th. Again, he's good. He's good, but he always played like a Good villain, kind of creepy kind of role. Former number 81, former General Hospital star Tristan Rogers, who played Robert Scorpio. Again, for those who like these soap operas, right? 1980 to 2025, he died at 79. That was on August 15th. Let's continue through. Danielle Spencer, who was the child star on the as Dee Thomas on What's Happening. She passed at age 60, right? August 11th. Let's just keep on going here. Go through a couple of people. There's some more people. Please do not lose it, family, on the folks that we're going past here. There's just a lot of people. Okay. We're going to stop at 89 because this is a show that I liked, which was Superstore, right? Both my wife and I, shout out you, honey. John Miyahara, who played Brett in that show. He died at 83 on August 6th. Eddie Palmieri, right? Latin Grammy award-winning musician. Okay, Eddie Palmieri. He died at 88 this year. Okay. Again, there's not enough that can't be said about our brown seed brothers and sisters who have created movies, music, culture of all types. Culture just mean a garden, so all types of fruit and vegetables in that thing. From our, as they say, Latin brothers and sisters, right? Lonnie Anderson, right? WKRP in Cincinnati. That's some old school TV right there for those who may know. Right. And again, she's normally the blonde kind of, this is the only way that a woman can look. Again, another societal predisposed thing put upon the woman. But I digress. Died at age 79. Okay. Let's see. There's another one here. Country icon. We'll put the country folks in there as well. We ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Country icon Jeannie Seely. She died in Tennessee, 85. August 1st. The original vocalist of Iron Maiden died at 69, Paul Mario Day. Ryan Sandberg is number 95 here on this list. We all know the Chicago Cubs second baseman, Hall of Famer without question. For me personally, died a little bit early, right? 65 years old. But again, he lived that good baseball life. He did his thing. Okay. So again, that's Ryan Sandberg. Let's see. British jazz singer. We'll put her name on here just to give credit, right? Cleo Lane. Okay, she died at 97 over in Wavendon, England. July 24th. Number 97 on the list is Hulk Hogan. Man, this list is tough to kind of go through this year because of some of the tomfoolery that Massa be doing, family. I'm sorry. God, how this man, I take the time to say this. I know we're an hour in. We're gonna come to the close here. That man shaped my view on wrestling, family, without question. You know that? See, I don't say the things I say just flippantly. We're not chasing after clout. We're talking the truth. But when you got a problem, family, you got a problem. You got to say, when old grandpa got a problem, it's just time to talk about it. That's all. Hulk Hogan had issues when it came to the dark brown and tan skin tone folks. We can do this all day long about how he stood up for this one and did that for that one. Family, we're looking at the situations where he actually did this mess and whether or not somebody tried to take this man out, right? Which is wrong in and of itself because there are certain things like that that's going on around online. At the same time, family, the stuff you're seeing wrong, you got to say it. That's all. One of the bedrocks of wrestling without question, especially modern day wrestling, we get it. But in certain instances, how he treated our people was wrong. Okay. Let's continue on here. Number 99, Ozzy Osbourne. Okay. He died at age 76. And we know about him and his issues with him and Sharon. Okay. With his kids just the same. We get it. Okay. Yet we still show honor where it's due. Okay. Black Sabbath frontman and rock star Ozzy Osbourne. That was July 22nd. Jazz-winning jazz musician Chuck Mangione. He died in his sleep. July 22nd, he was 84. Let's continue on in the list. Again, we just spoke on number 102 is Malcolm Jamal Warner. So, and he died in Costa Rica, in Costa Rica, July 20th. He was 54. And let's just continue on in the list here. Hogan's Heroes' last surviving main cast member, Kenneth Washington. He passed at 88. For those who liked Hogan's Heroes, let's just continue on. See if we can just find some different people here. See what we find. There's a couple more baseball players. One at number 113 is Bobby Jenks. He died July 4th at age 44 after stage 4 stomach cancer, right? Julian McMahon at number 114. If y'all have had the opportunity, right, to look at the redone edition, while we love the Fantastic Four that just came out, right? The initial steps. We're going to see what Dr. Doom do with Avengers Doomsday, right? I know everybody's all ticked off, pissed off about it. We get it. That's fine. It's the new thing to be ticked off at comic book movies. We get it. They shouldn't be talking about this stuff. Yeah, I know. But Julian McMahon was Dr. Doom in the Jessica Alba. I hate saying it that way because there were other good actors there like Michael Chiklis, etc. Right? Of course, Chris Evans. America's ass, right? We're gonna see him replay his role as Steve Rogers. We'll see what kind of havoc he caused, right? But the original modern day Dr. Doom, if you will, he passed July 2nd at 56 following cancer. Michael Madsen is another one on here. He was involved with Reservoir Dogs, Kill Bill, worked with Quentin Tarantino. He died at 67 on July 3rd. Kenneth Coley. So this is Captain Piet for the Star Wars fan out there, right? Kenneth Coley died June 30th as Darth Vader's choking him out. I believe this is the right person. Either that or he's the one who took over for Captain Piet. If I'm saying it right? For the Star Wars head, y'all correct me. Okay. 87 he was. Dave Parker, Hall of Fame baseball player for the Pirates, known as the Cobra. Died at age 74, right? Let's keep on going. Dukes of Hazzard star, for those who watch Dukes of Hazzard, Rick Hertz. He passed at 79. That was June 26th. Let's just keep going on. We keep going. Jack Betts is a character who appeared in Spider-Man. I believe it's the first Spider-Man from the Sam Raimi series. He passed at 91 on June 19th. Everybody who's ever watched Ernest knows who Galliard Sartain is. That's the cook in Ernest Goes to Camp who was lying his ass off with his eyes going back and forth a mile a minute. Don't we know people like that, right? He was doing that whole like lobster bolognese and all this weird stuff. Y'all can go back and watch Ernest Goes to Camp. It's a good movie, right? He died of natural causes in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He was 81. That was June 19th. Lynn Hamilton, who starred in the 70s series Sanford and Son, died of natural causes at 95. Okay. Ann Burrell. Right, there's a lot of people this year, so my apologies, family. Ann Burrell. I thought I'd be able to make this shorter, but my apologies. Ann Burrell, right? And y'all can get on her about her, sexual orientations and all this. We can keep playing that game again. She passed from suicide, family. So now this is just the opposite end of the spectrum. Never mind. May she rest in peace, right? Let's continue on here. Ariana Grande's grandmother, Marjorie Grande. She passed at 99 this year, June 17th. Or at least the article broke June 17th, I think. Let's keep on going. Keep on going. Let's see. I'll just keep on going. Brian Wilson, who was a singer, songwriter, producer behind the Beach Boys. He passed at 82 this year. That was June 11th. Sly Stone. From Sly, I got introduced to that group this year. Brothers and sisters, don't get too mad at your brother, okay? But I got introduced to this group this year, right? So Sly and the Family Stone. He passed at 82 this year, after dealing with CPOD and other underlying health issues, right? Let's continue on. Wayne Lewis, right? The Atlantic Star founder, member, singer. He died June 5th at 58. Marcy Jones, who was of the Australian girl group Marcy and the Cookies, for those who may know, right? She was 79. She died after dealing with leukemia. Of course, there's a King of the Hill, for those who like King of the Hill. Voice actor Jonathan Joss, who played John Redcorn. Okay. He was shot and killed. And we'll leave that there. Again, this is what it is. Another boxer, Mike McCallum, nicknamed the Body Snatcher. He died at 68. Renee Victor, right, who played Abuelita in Coco. How many of us remember the movie Coco a couple years back? She died at 86. So again, may she rest in peace, right? Loretta Swit died of natural causes at 87. She was the star on the TV show MASH. Who else could we? Kool and the Gang. Michael Sumler died at 71 following a car crash May 25th. Phil Robertson from Duck Dynasty. Again, we're naming the people, okay. Let's just keep going on. George Wendt from Cheers. He died at 76. Let's keep going. We're almost there, folks. Sabu. We all know about the homicidal and so on and so forth. Sabu, he passed. That was age 60. That was May 11th. All right. That man put his body on the line without question. Without question. Let's see here. Because some of this just paused on me. So maybe that's just a good place where we'll stop. Which is okay. Those things happen. Family, you know, let me see if I can't pull it back up, and then we're just gonna come to a stop here. I think maybe we got it. Yeah, maybe we got it. Gosh, I know there's some folks here that I probably missed. There are a few more reggae folks. I think DJ Unk this year, he passed. The Walk It Out person, he passed. Who else am I forgetting, y'all? Who else are we forgetting, man? Gene Hackman, right? Lex Luthor. Also the douchebag of a boss from what was that, Crimson Dawn, I believe is the name of that movie. Yeah, we know. We know, man. Hey, don't you pay attention to people telling you the wrong thing. Anyway, all right. That's what we're going to put a pause in, family. Of course, there's 294 folks. This list is here online for y'all to read. If I missed some people, my apologies. Again, family, we included certain people on this list on purpose. Memorials are not just memorials for you to only talk about the folks that are positive in your memory. It's also to learn from even those you would consider negative as well. So this is what we do. Family, thank you for walking this road with me. I love y'all. God bless y'all. Again, we've been talking for a minute here, so we gonna head on. Happy New Year. Happy 2026, family, right? And until next time in next year, right? And as always, thank you, family, for walking this road with me. And look to find the beauty in a different view.